Hi, I'm Cathy Thomas, and today I welcome Laurent Brazier, chef owner of Bistro Papillote at Soco's OC Mix in Costa Mesa. Who doesn't love the flavor and finesse of a French pepper steak? Laurent will show us every step. Welcome, chef. I'm delighted to have you here, and I want to find out what cuts you prefer.
Well, I really like flavor meat. So for me, top sirloin steak or a flat iron steak, which is what I have today. I have got a couple of flat iron steaks. This is a cut that's come off the shoulder of the beef, and it's something that the butcher used to keep. Top sirloin would be the more flavorful steak for the steak au poivre, but of course people like the tenderness of the filet mignon, so that works as well.
So you have some flexibility.
So I have all my ingredients pretty much ready, but the one thing I want to show you is how to do the minced shallots. Cut the shallots through the roots, put the fresh cut down. You start by making the first incisions, and you're kind of guiding your knife. I'm using my little finger here to be able to cut where I want. The second cut is going to be an horizontal cut. And the last one, to create the little minced shallots, is to go down like this. If you put shallots in any of those gadgets, or if you put in the Cuisinart, you're extracting all the juices from the shallots, and then you don't have any flavors. The other thing we have to get ready for a steak is the cracked black pepper. And you could be using it already coarse. You could be using a pepper mill and put coarse black pepper on your steak. But a steak au poivre, it's a little bit bigger on the crushing. So what I like to do is put the peppercorn right here on the cutting board, and you use a nice heavy saucepan, and you're basically crushing. One important thing about meat, putting salt too early will remove all the moisture and all the juices from the protein. So you can put pepper yesterday if you wanted to, but do not put the salt unless you're ready to cook. And my pan is ready, so we can heat that up.
So we're going to heat it to high.
Very important to sear the meat. A lot of people also do not have the pan hot enough. We want the pan to be almost smoking hot. Put the oil right at the beginning as you're heating up the pan, so you know if it's hot. And if you want to do a little tester, put one of the shallots so you can hear when the pan is hot enough.
Good tip, chef.
See?
I like that tip.
So I'm gonna be ready in about a minute or so. Now I can go ahead and season. Sea salt, kosher salt. We're gonna sear the steak on both sides, and it's very important not to move the steak. Once you put it down, because you don't want to move it around, it will cool down the pan and then everything will boil.
Right.
Here we go. That sounds hot.
Yeah.
All right.
There's the sizzle.
Now how do we know it's ready? Usually when the steak sticks to the pan, it means that it's not seared enough.
That's right.
It will take probably about 2 minutes on each side, which would take the meat to probably rare to medium rare. So there is going to be some need to go in the oven at 400 degrees for probably a few minutes, 2 to 4 minutes to get to medium rare to medium.
Yeah, so I've got the oven preheated to 400, and it's also a way to do other kinds of meat and fish, isn't it?
Yes.
You can saute, say, a piece of halibut and get it a beautiful caramelization and finish it off in the oven.
All right, I think I'm getting some nice browning in my pan. I'm gonna look at that.
Beautiful.
If you can put the steak somewhere it hasn't been yet, you get a nice, fresh, clean area to sear it. So I'm gonna go in the oven right now.
Let's talk about demi-glace.
Yes.
It's really what separates the restaurant kitchen from the home kitchen.
Exactly. Yeah, demi-glace. I mean, we make demi-glace in restaurants and hotels, and it takes us 4 days. It's a long process. We start from the roasting the bones with the mirepoix, which is chopped carrot, onion, and celery, and we cook it and we cook it and we cook it and we cook it again. Now, you can buy demi-glace. There's stores out there.
Canned beef broth?
Beef broth.
All
It just won't be the same. The problem with that also is it could be salty.
Right.
And so it would be liquid as well.
Yeah, so you would get one that was reduced in salt. At the end, would you add a thickening agent?
Yes, because this is already pretty thick, and the thickening agent would be a roux, which is flour and butter cooked together, 1-to-1 ratio, or use your usual, cornstarch or arrowroot. I'm gonna flip the steak. Very important also is resting. Resting the protein, 5 to 10 minutes per pound. So here we go.
So it's sauce time.
Exactly. We have now a beautiful pan with all those beautiful dripping. I'm kind of on a low heat right now. Butter is melting. So here's the shallots. And the shallot needs to brown as well. It's time for the brandy. And this is where the danger comes in.
That's where you don't want to have a necktie.
Exactly. No necktie, no microwave above the
Yes.
stove. And very important, come off the burner when you put the alcohol. About a half cup. And
There we go.
there we go.
Beautiful, chef.
The secret of deglassing with hot alcohol, when the flambe stop reducing. Otherwise, you're gonna lose all the flavor. This is what I'm adding in my demi-glace. Heavy whipping cream.
That's right.
Don't use half and half.
No.
Don't use sour cream. Don't use creme fraiche. This has been highly pasteurized, which will be very stable. I'm gonna put my steaks in the sauce, and I'm putting all the juices. I'm gonna test it.
Oh, it's wonderful.
It's peppery, it's spicy, right?
It's wonderful.
I'm going to put some of the potatoes on the plate. And then I'm going to put the green beans on the other side. You could just take the steak and just put it right in the middle.
Right.
But if you have time and you want to slice it a little bit,
And it's cooked to perfection. It's
and
that
it's,
beautiful
as you can see,
pink
look
in
at
the-
that
in the
medium
center.
rare. Here goes my sauce. I don't like to cover the meat completely because I want to show the nice pink of the inside. A little bit of those tomatoes.
It is
Et voila.
absolutely beautiful.
All
Thank
right.
you so much,
You're
Chef.
welcome. Thank you for having us.
Here's a quick tip from Melissa's. Limp greens and soggy veggies are often the fate of lunchbox salads. In Giada de Laurentiis' new book, Happy Cooking, she provides a shaker jar strategy. Start with a wide-mouthed quart-sized jar. Then make a quick dressing with a hummus base. So we'll start with a heaping tablespoon of hummus, about a teaspoon and a half of fresh lemon juice, a couple of teaspoons of olive oil, and this is extra virgin olive oil, just a little pinch of salt. And I'm very careful not to add too much salt because sometimes the store-bought hummus is a little salty, and we're going to add a couple of more salty elements. Then we're going to start layering the components. We want to start with some beans. Today I'm using black-eyed peas, and next go some grapes. And I love the idea because they're going to add a nice degree of sweetness. Next I want some crunchy celery, about 3 tablespoons of crumbled feta. This particular feta has basil and sun-dried tomatoes added. De Laurentiis likes to add radicchio at this point, and that's fine, but it's easier to find green cabbage. And then we want some romaine. And why romaine? Because romaine has this hearty, crunchy rib down the center, and that can sit for a while and still remain really crunchy. I always have mixed nuts, salted mixed nuts in the house. Makes a nice treat to have with wine. But you could use any toasted nut that you wanted. Then on goes the lid, like so, and your salad's ready. All it's going to need is a good shake. The fruit and vegetable aisles are filled with so much potential. Try something new. Have an adventure.